Flakes is asking if he can change his name to Fawaki Chan. I'm going to tell him sure. Why not? He says nice. Okay, well, we'll see if he actually ends up being Fawaki Chan in the lobby. What is it with all the Flakes weeb memes? Are you making it Tan and Rocket League? No way. That's insane. All right, let's get started. I don't know if they actually confirmed it already, but they probably are. Let's just get into it. Endpoint versus Barca. It's time to see what car Flakes is playing. Oh, he has gone with Fawaki Chan, :3, capital U, lowercase w, capital U. Still not entirely sure how that's a face, but apparently it is. We'll just leave it at that. But hey, Barcelona, they're the favourites coming into this one. They were the team that oh my days, what is Roniki's name here? Oh no. Okay, this might be difficult to cast. At least one player from Barca has gone with their normal name. It's Fawaki Chan on the ball, and already looking threatening. Got Devo and Roniki following up. And no goal just yet. Endpoint yesterday did not look good in their win that they scraped against Servette, but Barca also didn't look the best in their win over Servette, so neither of these teams playing their best in this tournament. Barca, however, have looked significantly more impressive than Endpoint in RLCS. Oh, sorry, yeah, the game sound is probably really loud. I'll put that down for you guys. My mistake. I had to bump it up because we had what's his name? We had Godsmill interview and he's super quiet, and I forgot to put it back down again afterwards. My mistake. Thanks for letting me know about that, guys. Yeah, I've got Barca winning this. I was not impressed with what I saw from Endpoint yesterday, but you know, if Endpoint can sneak a lead in this series, it would definitely be possible for Barcelona to tilt and lose. I would not be surprised to see that. They struggled with you know, their consistency during adverse situations in the past. Flakes alone at the back, probably the player you want to have alone at the back. Great save actually, but I wonder why he didn't take that up the wall in the first place. Bit greedy of him, but it did pay off eventually. And slow play from Flakes, bumps the goalkeeper on the exit, tries to catch the ball with a pre-flip as he goes past. That's good pressure on the ball as well by Flakes as he leaves the play. Yeah, Endpoint were not really able to play a consistent game individually yesterday against Servette. They were also not able to play a consistent game as a team. They were struggling to pass, they were struggling with their individual consistency, so it all kind of went wrong for them yesterday. And Barca are one of the most individually talented teams in the competition. Flakes just dismantled the defense right here, and Devo had the easiest shot of the day. Great play by Flakes as he ran the ball all the way into the goal area. And just before halftime in game one, the expected scoreline comes in. Devo to Flakes, saved by Nachitao. But there hasn't really been anything going offensively for Endpoint, and that's been a problem for them in this tournament. That was actually greedy though by Flakes. He does need to be careful. He's had some big plays already this game. He's had some pretty greedy plays as well. He's trying so hard to play the possession game that he's walked into some dunks and walked into some challenges that he didn't necessarily need to walk into. Great recovery by Roniki. Notice he got bumped off the wall there. Used the flip that he still had to wave dash the landing. Relating wave. Double touches the equalizer. And after a very quiet game from Endpoint, Wave has just come at Barca with a statement. That's a really quick play in the air. Devo didn't have time to react. So 2 minutes and 7 left. Endpoint are back in it. Didn't take them long actually to find that equalizer. Are the other two going to step up as well? That's a great center ball by Nachitao. Virtuoso in particular had difficulty with his shooting yesterday. He's a bit out of position here. Nachitao bails him out. Yeah, Barca will not be happy with that. If there's one type of goal they don't want to lose, it's an aerial goal. They'll feel like they have this matchup dominated in that regard. I'm sure they feel like they have every aspect of this matchup dominated. Virtuoso keeps the pressure on Barca though. Devo has Nachitao scared of the second touch, but Relating Wave comes back, and that's good positioning again by Relating Wave on his recovery. He doesn't go away from the play, stays with it because he knows there's only one man back. It was all alone at the back for Virtuoso. He didn't want to leave him by himself when there were multiple Barcelona players coming. Relating Wave tries to keep the ball in the corner, does well. This is better from Endpoint. They're starting to move around with a lot more confidence. Again, Flakes with a dangerous touch. He's got his team in a lot of trouble here. Trying so hard to maintain the possession, but sometimes he ends up walking into trouble. This time he's a lot more careful. Moves the ball early, moves it quickly. Devo met by Nachitao, both players. He's looking for a favourable 50-50. That seems to be the most likely place that a goal is going to come from. Good clear by Virtuoso. Nachitao, a chance to bring it down. What flick by him. He's got the whole Barcelona lineup in an awkward position. Ronicky does well though. And you know, after equalising, Endpoint have looked a lot more convincing, and that is a great bump. Relating Wave. I think he just tagged the goalie as he came out of the net here. Look at this. Ball cam off, finds Ronicky and knocks him away from a routine save. 2-1 with 6 seconds left. What an upset this will be. Barcelona are not being careful with their clear balls. They just let that one bounce out into the middle. Can they sort themselves out here? Ronicky on 0 ties the game once again. Great pass to himself off the sidewall. No challenge came in, and Ronicky just sneaks the shot past the first challenge. Overtime game 1. What a game between Barca and Endpoint. I thought it would be quite a comfortable one for Barca to control, and they have had to work really hard for this. Ronicky with the clutch play. They're not done yet though. Virtuoso's got a trick up his sleeve, and Relating Wave has just ended overtime 11 seconds in. The delayed dodge here by Virtuoso had the entire defense scrambling. Flakes pre-jump, nothing. Devo clears it right into the middle, and Endpoint take game 1 in a series that they must win. Listening to the crowd sound here, it sounds very like canny again. I'm not sure why. Oh, now they're just gone completely. What is going on? usually Mannfield night if you just... Oh! Now they're back. Now they're ready. What's going on with the crowd? You guys hearing this, or is it just me? They just went silent after sounding like they're in a tunnel, and then click ready and they're back and they want more action. Very interesting crowd sounds in this one. Viper199, thanks to the Prime, and also IE Lizzie. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, but thanks to the 4-month Prime. You're here for Flakes. Well, you're going to need to give Flakes all the energy you've got, because right now he is in a much tougher matchup than a lot of us expected them to be in. And they could be doing more to, relieve the pressure on themselves. I think a hard clear here and there wouldn't go amiss for Barca, because they keep on trying to dribble the ball out of defense every time. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'll tell you one thing, is that Endpoint is starting to read them better and better as this series goes on. Devo tries to make a dribbling play happen. The original speed dribbler, Devo. But it's not so easy in the modern day game. Virtuoso just runs the ball across, looking for demos on the way by. No boost for Wave as he flies on. Yeah, Barcelona, they have to earn the respect of Endpoint again. They had it early on in the first game with Flakes looking terrifying on the ground. And then Endpoint started to see it coming. They were challenging more effectively, and it looks like Flakes actually just DC'd from this lobby at 0-0. Since it's 0-0 at 350, we'll just go menu and remake this. No point playing on when somebody's DC'd. Okay, what we have to do is Barca score to make it 1-0, then Endpoint equalize at 350 remaining. That way we have... What? and Endpoint. Point. What? NT. What? N. T. T. Go. What? Why is T banned on my keyboard in particular? Hello? Why can Virtuoso say it and I can't? Oh my goodness, they've censored my T? Okay. Okay, did what I said make sense though? My days, this is hard. Whoever said that making tournaments is gonna be easy lied. This is difficult. Yeah, we want 1-1 at 350, so we get a clean kickoff restart. It was a pretty even position on the field, so we don't want to give either team any advantage. But we might as well let 1 minute and 10 seconds go from the clock, because that is when Flake's disconnected. We're going to try and remake the game as accurately as we can. Why can I not say T? Oh, that's funny. I think I can probably say T in the game, though. Yeah, I can say it in game chat. I just can't say it in party chat, apparently. Oh, I can say it in party chat now. Wait. I can say it in spectator as well. Amazing. Alright. I've been unbanned. T has been unbanned. Good to know. Wow. I've never seen anything like that before. I was trying to find out what was banned. I was like, okay, end. Point. Point. MT. End. Anyway, if you're just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on here, we're getting as close to a remake as we can with the match that we just had to leave. The score was 0-0 with about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. So we are going to have Endpoint equalize in this lobby with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. That way we can get a clean kickoff restart with the exact same time remaining. Hopefully they remember to score round about now, or any of them getting ready to score. Okay, looks like Virtuoso is, thank goodness, because it didn't look like anyone else was. So yeah, this is how you restart lobbies if... Oh, Diva's making this a bit more difficult than Hasby. Okay, there we go. Roniki puts it in. That's good enough. This is how you have to restart lobbies without admin mode. But here we are. Game 2 reset. Hopefully we don't have any more people getting disconnected or kicked from the lobby. But Barcelona have still got to figure out how to get the advantage of this matchup again, because it seems to be very even all of a sudden, if not even in Endpoint's favour at times. I mean, the scariest thing for Barca is that, yes, they've got the solo play advantage, I believe, but Endpoint are not too scared of the dribbles anymore. They've been shutting down several. Good save by Relating Wave. Didn't have a lot of boost to play with there. Yeah, like I was saying before, just need to see more passing and defense from Barca. Couple of hard clears, and then suddenly you've got an Endpoint team backing up way into their half, like they were at the start of the game. Here comes Flakes. He's managed to find a way through, and that is going to be Roniki taking the lead for Barca in game number 2. Where was the follow-up challenge from Endpoint? They've really not communicated well on that play. We had 2 players backing off at the same time. No pressure on Flakes to make an early play, and that has allowed Barca to get a goal in the exact same way that they were doing last game. Just Flakes dismantling them on the ground. Double touch from Nutstow. That would have been a great equalizer, just like last game we had. And Relating Wave is going to put a top corner shot in to tie up the game. But just like last game, it was a double touch setup that left Barca scrambling. And Endpoint are back in this. This is the best Endpoint we've seen all tournament long. If they can keep this up, they definitely have a chance. Obviously have a chance based on the current score to take down Barca and make it out of Group C as the second seed. Or at least I think they can only get second seed. Can they qualify as first seed if they 3-0 today? Is it possible for Endpoint? No, it's not possible. They're too far back. Yeah, Village are already guaranteed first seed. Either one of these teams would be happy with second. Just getting into the double Elim playoffs. Give themselves a good reset in the bracket with everybody else. 2 minutes remaining. Game number 2. You know, with how shaky Barca's mentality's been recently and how dodgy they've been with their consistency as a team, they really need to win this one. And that's speedy play by Relating Wave. Pressure on Barca once again. Tivo trying to bring the ball down in defense. This is what Barca need to do. They have to try and bait their opponents forward, get space over their heads that they can work with. Alternatively, they could just send the ball long initially, see what Endpoint do with it. Flakes denied by Relating Wave. So we get towards the final minute of the game. It's not a good touch actually by Ronicky, but Relating Wave's given his ball away also. Flakes controls it in defense. Notice how Barca are trying to draw in Endpoint, but Endpoint are being very disciplined with their third man. They're not falling for this. They're not lunging in with all 3 players. They always have 1 man back and ready to defend any hard clear that is coming their way. Ronicky straight down the middle. Nachitao decides to bring the ball down in defense as well. That's the whole team of Endpoint in the corner. And they make it work. Big clear by Virtuoso, and he's checked to see if there's anyone coming. Sees there isn't. Great bump onto Ronicky. And Endpoint take a late lead once again. And it's exactly the same as last game. Off the ball bump onto the last man, who happens to be Ronicky for the 2nd game in a row, and Endpoint are in front. Can Barca respond? They got a 0-second equalizer in game 1 to keep themselves in it. Can they do it again? But you know, credit to Endpoint, this is such a difference from what we saw yesterday. They've turned things around and are looking like favourites against a team everybody thought would have their number. A team who've already beaten them in RLCS this season. Ronicky again, they'll look for a 0-second goal. Oh, he's almost done it twice in a row. Denied by the bar. What an effort by Ronicky on the closing seconds of the game. But despite all that, despite getting a 0-second equalizer in game 1, hitting the bar on 0-second in game 2, they are 2-0 down in the series. Barcelona need a reverse sweep or they are eliminated from TEI. Endpoint just need 1 more game. I can't believe that it's come down to this, but Barca are in huge trouble. And it's not been only a case of them playing badly. Endpoint are stepping up here. They are playing well. Yeah, I know you can't get seed 1. Endpoint are just playing for seed 2 here. Veloce are too far ahead at the top of the standings. We saw this from Barcelona against Veloce as well. When they got stuck in defense for a long time, they ended up getting very frustrated and they didn't just play the game out consistently like we know they can. Because if you think about it, this is, yes, it's not where Barcelona want to be. Pinned back and forced to do defending for extended periods of time. Vulnerable to bumps and demos. But it's not the end of the world either. You know, that's something that Barcelona really struggle with, is just accepting the fact that you do have to defend for long periods of time in Rocket League, even against a team like Endpoint, when they're playing well. But Endpoint have really been great with the demos off the ball. Oh my goodness, Flakes! He caught that one perfectly, but saved well by Relating Wave. Endpoint are showing everybody exactly why they qualified for RLCS last season. Played significantly better than they did yesterday. You know, like a lot of the RLCS teams in this tournament, playing better against each other. They might struggle against RLRS lineups, but now this is what they're used to. This is what they practice against day in, day out. They're showing us what they can do. Barcelona, meanwhile, they are still struggling to find any kind of consistent form. Matches out, keeps the ball near post. He doesn't want to put that one across dangerously. Flakes still trying to play the possession game. Lets it through to Ronicky. This is dangerous though for Barca. One bad 50-50 and they are in a lot of trouble here. And that was it. Look at that. Flakes in a super awkward position. They didn't have anybody covering the back wall there. All they need is for the ball to bounce up high, and it's so hard to deal with. Even a player like Flakes can't read that every single time. That was a chance for Endpoint. They've been doing damage with double touches in every single game this series. Devo, uncontested in the air. Looking for the double touch. Make it a triple, but Virtuoso intercepts him. That was a real chance for Barca, the best one they've had yet, and you wouldn't expect Devo to be missing a double. Ronicky's going to try to show him how it's done. He puts it wide. Devo playing the boost seal instead of the ball here. Should mean that Endpoint get the ball clear. Oh, that's a better effort by Devo. A much harder double, but he put it off the bar this time. Nachitao waits downfield. He doesn't receive the ball though, because it has gone past him. Pinch clear for Endpoint. Barca are seeing a lot more success with their offense now. Ronicky to Flakes. Ronicky couldn't read the bounce that happened afterwards, and Devo's hit the bar again. That's 3 times in this game. But Devo's denied by the woodwork. How many chances do they need? Are they going to be punished by 1 goal from Endpoint, as Virtuoso barely gets a touch on that one? It's cleared straight down the middle. Flakes is all the way back for it. Tries to go around Virtuoso, gets blocked. Nobody up early for this one, but Devo starts his authority in the air once again. He has been winning a lot of aerial battles, although his accuracy after the fact hasn't been ideal. Snatched out. Great ground play. Saw an opening. Gets the ball past everybody. Luckily Flakes recovered. And now Barca on the counter once again. Game's starting to stretch out here. Where is the goal going to come from? Barca have had a lot of chances. Devo's had a lot of chances in particular. And they haven't taken any of them. Virtuoso to Nachitao. That's some good passing stop by Flakes. Virtuoso's way back on the play now. Decides to move in on it, and Flakes is going to take him out of the game. Endpoint passing brilliantly. That's a phenomenal wall clear though by Ronicky. The distance on that, helped by the fact it didn't hit the ceiling on the way. 40 seconds left. Endpoint still on the road to the playoffs. All they need is 1 goal. Barca have got the best chance of the game though, and Devo puts it into the open net. Ronicky once again making things happen for Barca at the end of a game. And that's brilliant for Devo. He's missed a lot of chances this game. But that one is almost impossible to hit the bar with. 27 seconds left. Endpoint trail. That's a great passing play though. Oh! Virtuoso denied by the bar. Full team passing play by Endpoint. Left Barcelona completely stranded, hoping that the crossbar would save them, and it did. Barca still looking for the reverse sweep, trying to come back in this matchup. Flakes just needs to hit the ground with this. He's actually way out of the game. Nachitao keeps it up. Virtuoso's bumped Ronicky way off the back wall. It's actually a save by Devo to stop the center ball from coming in. That was not an easy ending of the game for Barca. They had to stay focused as Nachitao kept the ball in the air. That's another close series maybe. Devo had so many chances that game. He was the one who got the winning and the only goal of the game. And Barca need 2 more if they're going to make the playoffs. Reverse sweep. Oh my goodness, what am I reading? Hololoo, thanks for the Prime sub, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Reverse sweep. That's awful. That's absolutely awful. Barcelona need the full reverse sweep if they're going to qualify for playoffs. Endpoint just need 1 of the next 2 games. And after this, we'll have RCD Espanyol versus Maus. That's going to be an extremely interesting series. Probably the one that I've most looked forward to today. Saving it to last. But we've got to get Barca versus Endpoint done first. Frames. Oh, sorry, I forgot to minimize OBS. How's that? Is that better? Good thing I have Twitch chat, or else I would never know. Saved. Saved. Pog. Alright, sorry about the technicals, guys. I thought I minimized OBS, but I think I just hit it behind another window. My mistake. We've got a car change for Flakes. What is this engine sound? Is that like the... What car is this again? I remember it. I'm just listening to the car sound right now, no, not gonna lie. The gameplay's great, but I want to know. Is it a Proteus, maybe? No, the car is the Masamune, but I'm listening to the engine sound. Oh, what save by Devo! Look at the pressure he was under there. Relating wave off the back wall, denied by Flakes. It's the default Masamune, really? Is it actually? I thought it was like the Proteus or something. Or the other car. Octane hitbox, kind of looks like a Proteus. Forgot the name of it. Yeah, Debo, an absolute beast in defense there. No idea how he managed to save that. It was a low 50-50 combined with a bump play. Insane stuff on the goal line to keep Barcelona intact in the series. Well, clear by Ronicky. Not the first time he sent a banger straight into the half of Endpoint. Well, that's what Barcelona need. They have to keep on firing clears every now and then just to get Endpoint to respect them more, just to give them more space to bring the ball down, to dribble out of defense like we know they love to do. Devo decides to come forward into the corner here. It's worked out well for him. Flakes gets the ball moving towards Ronicky, who's misread the bounce on the ceiling a bit. That's gone too high for him. And Ronicky out to the middle, intercepted by Relating Wave. Natchitai's with him. He keeps it nice and high. That is way over Flakes. Ronicky recovers. Gets the ball away from danger. Already half the game gone. It's been a quick one. Series has been quiet at times, but now you have to be so careful. There could be goals coming from anywhere. Virtuoso able to read the down bounce. He's always looking for the bumps off the ball in this matchup. Pre-flip center by Relating Wave. Flakes was in position to read that one. The control by Flakes again. And he reads it perfectly as he comes in for the dunk. Ronicky intercepted by Virtuoso as he looks for a way through to goal. But the space is there now for Barca to work with. This is something that they've been looking for all series long. And, you know, it started off very much like this in game one, as Endpoint sat back in their own half and let Barca come at them. Now that, you know, Barca have been hammering the ball clear from the wall over and over again, Endpoint have had to back up. They've had to sit in their own half a little bit more, and that's giving Flakes, it's giving Barcelona the chance to dribble the ball, cause them problems. Ronicky tries to do so. He's immediately challenged though by Virtuoso. Ball is just doing laps around the field here, changing hands repeatedly. Relating Wave would love to have a bit more boost here, but his teammates are the only ones who know that he doesn't have any. Another great save by Devo. Shot left a lot to be desired though from Natchitai. Should have been harder to save, there's no denying that. Flakes again causing problems on the ground. Relating Wave's ready to move in. Take the possession for himself. Devo unable to make contact. Flakes will. 40 seconds left in the game. Barcelona still playing for their tournament life. Endpoint. They are on the road to the playoffs. They just need to follow the one goal sign. Barca not in a comfortable position here. They don't like to be here. They're so eager to get the ball away from here. Get into attack. And they have to be careful. There could be bumps from Endpoint any minute to try and get the series win. Great shot by Relating Wave. Difficult to read, but it was read well by Flakes. It's only 3 seconds left. Barca have been in defense the whole time. And now Flakes gets an opportunity. Can't get round it. We've got overtime. Game 4. Yeah, Jesse, Flakes was told not to stream by his manager. They decided it was better for the chances that he didn't stream. I would tend to agree. but I was certainly not against him streaming his POV. Nor am I against anybody in the tournament streaming their POV. Devo, tested, passes. Roniki decides to try and shoot that at a very awkward angle. And let's see if Barca can do anything with this space that they've got. Endpoint been very effective at getting out of defense today. Something they really struggled against Servette yesterday. Roniki making a run down the line. Flake sees him. Roniki's up quick for this one. Decides to try and air dribble it after catching the ball as it goes past him. Very difficult to do. Great control by Flakes. Jumping while he's upside down to get recovery as quickly as possible. Still just one goal needed for Endpoint to advance to the playoffs. Barca need one goal in a game afterwards. So much respect being shown to Virtuoso's flick ability. But Barcelona have successfully defended for the time being. That's awkward though. Relating Wave was trying to make a bump on a goalie as the shot came in. You know, if you had to pick right now who looks more likely to score, it would have to be Endpoint. They've been in the Barcelona end for the majority of this game. They're playing very patiently, but they're able to create threatening positions even though they're not committing all three members at any one of them. Flakes with a chance, tough read, it bounces down, he was in the right position for it. And it was sent away from the back wall. Roniki waits in the middle, he's intercepted by Virtuoso. Pinch center attempted, doesn't go too fast. Devo gets goal side, sends it back to the halfway line. 2 minutes into overtime already. Still scoreless. Endpoint really taking the game to Barca right now. Will this be another upset in a tournament full of them? Devo playing great in defense in game 4. Such patience still from Endpoint. Even when Barca are right there. Endpoint are just more willing to let the ball come at them. And that's a great shot. Saved well by Flakes. Matched out testing it from close range. Just notice how comfortable Endpoint are. Backed up in a corner. Drawing Barcelona into the 50-50s. Barca do not look as comfortable in that position. It's not where they like to play. Oh, that's another testing shot. Relating Wave. Off the bar. Devo runs it clear. He was reversing there. Very awkward for him, but he did well. 3 minutes into overtime now. Still no goal. Endpoint have come closer of the two teams though. At least in overtime. Flakes just took off with almost no boost there. I don't think he looked to see how much he had before he jumped. Roniki just keeping the ball in the corner, but this is totally okay for Endpoint. They're just going to keep centering it again and again, and eventually Barcelona might just have one miss that costs them the entire series. It sends them out of the tournament. Endpoint always following up their centers with run-bys on the goal line. Boost steals, demos everywhere. Barca just can't get rid of the ball. And that is really awkward for Flakes. It's wide open, nobody there for Endpoint. Relating Wave was so close to the area, but he was facing the wrong way. He had no momentum. But that is exactly why Barcelona need to get rid of the ball. They just can't play in this position forever. They're not comfortable there. It's not their play style. Devo with a big block. But there's just nobody willing to challenge in this position for Barca. They want the infield pass, surely. Flakes dribbles towards the top corner. It's saved, but it's still in the area. Wide open for Devo. And after a scare or two, Barca get the win in overtime. What a pass by Roniki. Just deft touch over the last man as he flies in for the clear. And we are going to game 5 with tournament life on the line for both teams. Barca looking for the reverse sweep. Endpoint now, after being in control all series long, have got to do some thinking. Are they going to come in with the same playstyle, which honestly seemed to be working? They had more chances this game. They should have won this game in overtime, but they couldn't get the goal. And Barcelona, after hanging on for dear life for almost 2 games worth of time, have snuck the win. Ronicky with a brilliant play in the final third. Reverse sweep, that's some dressy pronunciation. It was intentional. Well, let's get it. It's going to be Endpoint versus Barca. Winner moves on. Loser is eliminated. It's another card change for Flakes. Mark this time. Ronicky with a great save on the goal line, but Nachitao puts it in. And just like that, Endpoint are ahead. They've done in 8 seconds what they couldn't do for 9 minutes last game. Barca were scrambling. They couldn't get rid of the ball. Long way to go. Endpoint are probably already thinking, why couldn't we just do that last game? We had all that time, and we just never had the finishing touch on any of the opportunities they got. Great pass! Oh, what a goal by Endpoint. 16 seconds in. They're scoring 1 goal every 8 right now. Virtuoso straight to Nachitao, and how about that for a finish? Absolutely slammed it top shelf. And Barca are in trouble. They just didn't see the pass coming. And they have been punished by a team who are attacking brilliantly right now. That's another centre ball. Devo this time will get a save, but they just can't get the clear. So many opportunities for Endpoint, and we're just seconds into the game. Hold on a second though, that might just be in. It is. And after a scoreless tie for 9 minutes, we've seen 3 goals after barely 30 seconds of gameplay. Clean whiff on the ball there by Relating Wave. He needs to make contact there if he's going to commit. Oh wow. Who would have thought this would happen after the game 4 that we just saw? Flakes. Not the best first touch, but he makes a good second one. Fake jump to get the third away. Ronicky had to go up very vertically for that one. Flakes just sneaks across the pitch and takes the ball away from him. Endpoint right back into their comfort zone though. Weak shot by Nachitao compared to what he produced just moments ago. Devo staying with this one. Aerial shot on target. He's tripped out the goalie, and it's a good save by Relating Wave as he positioned himself on the back wall. Devo unable to turn for this one, too awkward. But he will well clear it towards Flakes, who's got a little helping hand from Relating Wave on that one. And now Ronicky's coming in, but Virtuoso starting to make his presence felt. He's had a great series today compared to yesterday where he was disappointing along with the rest of his team. Endpoint really stepping up today and reminding us why they are an RLCS team. Relating Wave to Virtuoso. Gets a win on the race to the ball. And how about that for a double touch? Boost efficiency. Absolutely on point. He had 4 left when he made that touch. But spiraling into position after making a very quick aerial to get to the ball in time, Virtuoso has given Barcelona something else to think about. Another 2-goal game. And it's Endpoint who have, I think, played the better series so far, even before you looked at this game. You look at all the chances they got in game 4. Can easily see a win for them there. Flakes dunks the ball. He didn't have the reset, I don't think. He was looking for a reset as well to dunk it again. Devo looking to drop it down. Ronicky does. It's into the middle and on the goal line. Endpoint are composed under pressure. Oh, that's so close. Devo had a double there. I think the bar just took it away from him. Unfortunate indeed, but still a lot of time for Barca. Half the game to go. They've had more chances this game than they did last, and it's only halfway through. Devo needed to be rescued there by Flakes. That was awkward. Virtuoso plays keep away. Ronicky to the side. Now this is the trap that Barca really can't afford to fall in. They just start hitting the ball at Endpoint as Endpoint wait at the halfway line. And there's going to be time disappearing from the clock. Before Barca know it, they'll have no time left to set up a shot. Devo stuck in a corner as well. Endpoint are rotating brilliantly. Virtuoso playing the best game of his tournament so far, and it's the one that matters most. Nachitao sends it long. This is awkward for Barca. It's bouncing straight down. It's read well, but it's not cleared. A Relating Wave makes it 4-1. This was difficult for Flakes, and he got one touch on it, but it wasn't good enough. And now with only 4s and 1s on the clock, they are in a lot of trouble. Endpoint decided that they were going to play a more aggressive game here, and it's totally caught Barcelona off guard. Hot out the gate, and they're still sprinting. 5-1. Virtuoso at the back post, after landing inside the goal, has just caught Ronicky off guard. Ronicky had no idea the shot was coming in there. And there's still time left for Barca, but this is just slipping away from them. Their tournament life is all but gone. They were expected to make it out of this group, but in this tournament, nothing really expected has ended up happening. Endpoint showing us a lot in this series. They've shown us that they can consistently pin Barcelona in their half for extended periods of time. They can make some brilliant solo plays as well. But there might yet be another chapter in this story. Ronicky dunks one in on the goal line. There's still time for Barcelona. This has been an explosive game. There's been so many goals. Maybe they can make something happen here. One more goal would absolutely make this interesting. Ronicky can't get it clear. Flakes will do so. He's straight down the middle. Great flip reset by Flakes, but Relating Waves all the way back. A mind game by Flakes. Let him pass one, but the shot was just too slow to be of any threat for Relating Wave. And Endpoint, no. And they just have to sit back now, and they've got the series won. They've done enough. They are not going to throw themselves forward unnecessarily. That's the only way that Barca can win, is if Endpoint give them chances, and they're not going to get them. This is what Endpoint have done all series long. Ronicky, clear down the middle. It's past Flakes. And now Devo and Ronicky have to start all over again. With only 19 seconds left in the clock. It is into the middle towards Flakes, but he's beaten to the ball by 2 Endpoint members. Towards Flakes and Ronicky again. Down to Devo, but that's past him, and that is game. That is the match. Endpoint eliminate Barcelona from the European Invitational in style. What a Game 5 performance after the reverse sweep loomed. But Barcelona, just another victim to a tournament full of upsets. We've seen Notorious Legion upset Group A. We've seen Sandrock Gaming, Singularity upset in Group B. And now, Endpoint surprise qualifiers from Group C. What next, you wonder? Like, who's next on the chopping block? We still have one match to go today. And it's another one where an RLCS team look vulnerable to another brilliant squad coming out of the RLRS. There's your final score. There's your final group standings for Group C. Oh, I've got to move it in the right place though. Every time I refresh, it moves. It's really annoying. Production value, by the way. But how about that? Goodbye, Barcelona. Eliminated by Endpoint, who join Veloce at the top of the table. Veloce will have their number 1 spot regardless of what happens in their final series of the tournament against Servette. Funnily enough, Servette could pass Barcelona in the standings and put Barcelona to the bottom of Group C. If Servette can upset Veloce, then Barca will finish last in Group C. Not that it matters, they're already eliminated. Okay, there they are. So we're going to have a chat to Endpoint coach Eclipse and Relating Wave about that win they just got over Barcelona. Let me just hop in Discord right now. Hello, Relating Wave, can you say something so I can hear your volume?
Hello.
How's that for volume Twitch chat? Does he sound okay? Just going to wait for the delay and see if that's quiet or loud. Yeah, okay.
No problem.
Little low? Alright, so I'll put the volume up a little bit. Congratulations, guys, you've done it. You've made it into the playoffs. After yesterday's performance, Wave, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about that one actually. How were you feeling about the Barca matchup? Because yesterday didn't look convincing at all against Servette.
Yeah, yesterday was a bit appalling, but today it was just much cleaner, better, and just kept up.
Was there any specific changes that you made to the game plan today in order to make sure that you guys would perform?
Probably just keep the pressure up on them. I'm Aaron.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, as I said, we fell into the trap of just constantly giving Servette the ball, but today we changed it to actually just keeping it ourselves. because Barca always struggles in defense on their own constantly. So
Yeah.
we like to, so our game plan today was just to keep the ball and give it to them, if that makes sense. Like just push into them, get the demo plays that Vert is so famous for at this point. And some of the bump plays that we saw were actually insane.
Yeah, they were game-winning bump plays, so yeah, really impactful. Yeah, you guys looked a lot more comfortable in the defensive third than Barca did. What do you think it is that makes you guys able to, sit with the ball in your back corner and not feel the pressure like Barca do? I mean, clearly they just don't like being there, but that's not a problem for you. You're just totally fine holding the ball in the defensive half.
Well, it was definitely a problem for us at the start of the season. But I think as it's gone on, we've come to notice that that's going to happen more. So we've kind of set ourselves up so that we can play from the back, and that's why. And Barca do it quite well, but when Barca then get forced into it for a long period of time is when they start getting uncomfortable. And I think we showed that today quite well. But otherwise, yeah, we're happy. We also came into this game expect hoping to win, but knowing that
You're the underdogs, yeah.
Yeah, knowing that we're the underdogs, so
Does
we're
that
not going
help?
to go in overconfident. I think so, yeah, because I remember Ronicky last week, or at Devo were like, oh yeah, well we 3-0 them in RCS, so it shouldn't be that hard, or something like that. And so they probably have come in a bit more overconfident. Because to be fair, when you've 3-0'd a team before, I can understand it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is understandable, but I think it was a bit of the same problem we had yesterday, for example, with Servette. Is I think we've probably come in a bit overconfident against the team lower in the RLS. We then weren't playing up to standard either, and it's come to bite us. And I think we've hopefully done this. We've succeeded in doing that to Barca today.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Wave, looking at Group D, you guys are going to be playing against the team that wins that group in the playoffs, first round. Is there any team that you would rather play? Actually, I think anyone except Rec can still get number one. So, Mouse, TT, or RCD? If you had to pick one to play, who would it be?
TT, all the way.
Why is that?
We just seem to work against them. Everything seems to click, and we can just generally keep up our pace. RCD is really showing something recently, and Rec, it's just Rec.
Or Mouse? What about Mouse? Are they the same? Just scary team to go up against?
Mouse is Mouse is a weird one to say, because I haven't seen much of them, and they've seemed inconsistent at times, but generally it's impressive. So
yeah, speed is definitely very weird. You're not wrong. But they're going to be up on stream next against RCD, actually. Do you have a prediction for that matchup? How do you think it's going to go?
RCD 3-1.
RCD 3-1. All the RLCS teams that I've talked to about RCD are singing their praises. Everybody's very impressed. Have you played against them, or is this just from watching them play?
Well, we've scrimmed them. We try to make a habit of scrimming RLS teams as well, because it's good practice, especially when a tournament like this comes along. We've prepped a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And RCD are just generally if you can catch them on the defense, they're not the strongest team, but they're so fast and they're so clinical at the minute.
Yeah.
Especially while they're in form, it is a very difficult team to play against. And RLCS teams don't really play with that same kind of speed, and I think it definitely throws them off. So I can see it catching us off guard, being my main reasoning.
Mouse do play with speed though, so maybe they're going to be okay.
Hopefully, good. It would be good for the RLCS teams to not get beaten again. But no, I can see RCD beating them though, definitely.
Mute my mic on Discord. I don't think you caught that one. Well, guys, congratulations on the win again. You've qualified for the playoffs. We're going to see you next week, taking on the winner of Group D. So best of luck to you there. Best of luck to you as well in the rest of your RLCS season games. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next. So hopefully, maybe we'll talk to you again if you get another win.
All right, cheers.
Later, guys.
Cheers.
Oh, I could hardly hold it together there. He doesn't know. I wonder if Relating Wave knows. I wonder if he was got as well. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't. was bad. That was very naughty.